The Senate will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, please call the roll.
Senators Bridges, Cook, Coram, Crowder, Danielson, Donovan, Finberg, Fields, 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 Foot, Gardner, Janal, Gonzalez, Hanson, Hill,
Excused.
Heisey, Holbert, Lee, Lundeen, Marble,
Excused.
Moreno, Pedersen,
Excused.
Briola, Rankin, Rodriguez, Scott,
Excused.
Smallwood, Sonnenberg, Story, Tate, Todd,
Excused.
Williams,
Excused.
Winter, Woodward, Zenzinger. Mr. President.
Here. With 29 present, 0 absent, and 6 excused, we have a quorum. Senator Janal, would you please lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Members, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the Journal. Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Journal of Thursday, February 13th, 2020 be dispensed with, and that the Journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. Senate Services.
Correctly printed, Senate Bill 165, 166, and 167. Correctly re-engrossed, Senate Bill 656, 68, 78, 85, 88, and 136. Correctly re-revised, House Bill 1132, 1242, 1243, 1244, 1245, 1246, 1247, 1248, 1249, 1250, 1251, 1252, 1253, 1254, 1255, 1256, 1257, 1258, 1259, 1260, and 1261. Correctly enrolled, Senate Joint Resolutions 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13.
Committee reports.
February 13th, 2020, the Committee on Education has in consideration had hearing on the following appointments and recommends the appointments to be placed on the consent calendar. Confirm members of the Board of Trustees of Metropolitan State University of Denver effective December 31st, 2019 for terms expiring December 31st, 2023. Michael Johnston of Denver, Colorado, serves Democrat appointed. Mario M. Carrera of Lone Tree, Colorado, serves unaffiliated appointed. Kristen Darlene Holdquist of Parker, Colorado, serves unaffiliated appointed February 13th, 2020. The Committee on Education has had in consideration had hearing on the following appointments and appointments to be placed on the consent calendar. Confirm members of the Board of Trustees for Western Colorado University effective December 31st, 2019 for term expiring December 31st, 2023. Pamela A. Shattuck of Greeley, Colorado, Democrat, reappointed. Christian Blease of Colorado Springs, Colorado, unaffiliated, reappointed February 13, 2020. The Committee on Education has had in consideration had hearing on the following appointments and recommends appointments to be placed on the consent calendar and confirmed. Members of the Board of Trustees for Adams State University for term expiring December 31st, 2021. Jonathan N. Marquez of Denver, Colorado, to fill a vacancy occasioned by the resignation of Kathleen J. Rogers Woods of Alamosa, Colorado, appointed for terms expiring December 31st, 2023. Michelle J. Luck of Inglewood, Colorado, a Democrat, reappointed February 13, 2020. Committee on Education after consideration of Mayor's Committee following Senate Bill 143 be referred favorably to Committee on Appropriations February 13, 2020. Committee on Education After consideration of the Mayor's Committee, following Senate Bill 158 be amended as follows. As amended, be referred to Committee on Appropriations with favorable recommendation of February 13, 2020, Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee, following Senate Bill 101 be amended as follows. As amended, be referred to Committee on Finance with favorable recommendation February 13, 2020, Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee, following Senate Bill 155 be referred to Committee to hold favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar February 13, 2020, Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee, following Senate Bill 153 be postponed indefinitely. February 13, 2020, Committee on Agriculture and Natural Resources. After consideration of the Mayor's Committee, following Senate Bill 135 be referred favorably to Committee on Finance.
Third reading of bills, final passage. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title to Senate Bill 093.
Senate Bill 93 by Senators Foot and Finberg and Representative Jackson concerning protections related to mandatory agreement provisions in connection with enacting the Consumer and Employee Dispute Resolution Fairness Act.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move Senate Bill 93 be added to the consent calendar. Just kidding. I move Senate Bill 93 lay over until Tuesday, February 18th, 2020.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted, and Senate Bill 093 will lay over until Tuesday, February 18th, retaining its place on the calendar. Second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself in the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Zenzinger will take the chair.
The committee will come to order, and the court rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the title to the bill on general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar?
Senate Bill 134 by Senators Woodward and Zenzinger and Representative Arndt concerning the repeal of certain language used to determine cash fund revenue that is derived from non-fee sources when calculating the amount of uncommitted reserves in the cash fund at the end of the fiscal year.
Majority Leader Finberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move for the entire list of all of the bills in their entirety on the general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, which includes Senate Bill 134.
Is there any discussion on any of the bill of Senate Bill 134, a fantastic bill, on consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of the bill on general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar. All of those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. Oh, so close. The ayes have it, and the bill is adopted. Majority Leader Finberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I am exhausted with that amount of work, so I think the committee should rise and report.
The motion for the body is to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. So close. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The committee will rise and report. Thank you.
The committee will come to order. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has met and has considered a fantastic bill. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee will beg you to report that in consideration of the following test bills being seconded. That makes following recommendations on Senate Bill 134 pass second read order gross place counter for the reading and final passage.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion before the body is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 6 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 134 passed on second reading, ordered and gross and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General order, second reading of bills. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that the Senate resolve itself into the committee of the whole for consideration of second reading of bills.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it, the motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself in the committee of the whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, and Senator Zenzinger will take the chair.
The committee will come to order and the court rule is relaxed. Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 21?
Senate Bill 21 by Senators Court and Tate and Representatives Snyder and Benavidez concerning certain requirements that must be included in a tax expenditure bill.
Senator Tate.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move Senate Bill 21 and ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 21? Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I guess just a question. Is this only for tax expenditures moving forward, or does it address or touch any that are in statute right now?
Senator Tate.
That's an excellent question. And I'm glad you asked the question to enhance our productivity this morning. It actually only is related to new tax expenditures. Current tax expenditures are under evaluation at the auditor's office with relation to our work on the interim tax expenditure committee.
Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I suppose just one more question that I have is, tax expenditures are currently in statute, and they would be moving forward. This bill will be in statute. And maybe I think this is a rhetorical question, but is there anything keeping a future tax expenditure for that bill to say 3921-304 does not apply to this tax expenditure, and then therefore making this bill that we will be voting on today kind of meaningless? I guess my question is, this doesn't actually tie the hands of any future tax expenditure decision on its timeline if you just add a sentence to the future bill to say that this bill doesn't apply.
Senator Tate.
I suppose that could be possible, but that would be a deliberate action that would then require an explanation of why you want to exempt a new expenditure from the scrutiny of the intent of that bill. If you would like to maybe have this become a referred measure for a constitutional amendment, I don't think so. But
It does have a petition, so I'm more comfortable.
thank you.
Majority Leader Fenberg? Seeing no further discussion, the motion before the body is the adoption of Senate Bill 21. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and Senate Bill 21 is adopted. Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion before the body is for the committee to rise and report. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it, and the motion is adopted. The committee will rise and report. Not my pen. Did you watch that last night? Yes, it was. Well, then it was not on.
Senate will come to order. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. The committee has had one bill under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Mr. President, your committee of the whole begs leave report is had under consideration the following attached bills, being the second reading thereof, and makes the following recommendations thereon. Senate Bill 21 passed on second reading in order engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the report.
The motion before the body is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 6 excused, the committee of the whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 021 passed on second reading, ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. Committee reports.
February 13th, 2020, Committee on Transportation, Energy, Ethics, and Mayor's Committee following Senate Bill 118 be amended as follows as amended be referred to Committee on Finance with favorable recommendation. February 13th, 2020, Committee on Transportation, Energy, Ethics, and Mayor's Committee following Senate Bill 94 be postponed indefinitely. February 13th, 2020. Committee on Health and Human Services, Ethics, and Mayor's Committee following Senate Bill 107 be amended as follows as amended be referred to Committee on Appropriations with a favorable recommendation. February 13th, 2020, Committee on Health and Human Services, Ethics, and Mayor's Committee following Senate Bill 119 be referred to Committee to hold with a favorable recommendation. February 13th, 2020, Committee on Health and Human Services, Ethics, and Mayor's Committee following Senate Bill 127 be referred favorably to the Committee on Appropriations.
Announcements. Announcements. Senator Donovan.
Mr. President, I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I put this lovely little sheet on your desk this morning if you were having a problem deciphering the initials, but just wanted to share a little bit of, I think sometimes we lose track that we all have identities and personalities and lives outside this chamber. My attempt yesterday to remind us that we are all larger than just our titles in this room fell on didn't quite hit the threshold, but here's another one for you guys. This is a letter my mother found dated 1973, February 17th, and I hope you get a chance to read it because it is from my grandfather to his parents and grandparents from Camp Hale, and it just has some lovely little nuggets in it that I thought this chamber would find amusing, and also give us a moment to pause that I had a grandfather who also had parents and grandparents, and to remind us all on this Valentine's Day of the families that we hold dear and the people that we love and cherish. Thank you, colleagues, and I cherish each of you. Yes.
Senator Gonzalez.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wanted to be sure to invite you all today to the Immunize Colorado and Colorado Parents for Vaccinated Communities Legislative Luncheon that is taking place today, Friday, the February 14th, from 11 to 1 at the Old Supreme Court Chambers. We hope that you can join us.
Mr. President.
Thank you, Madam President. Members and colleagues, Madam President, I request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. I want to hereby extend this tribute. The state of Colorado, the Senate, and the House of Representatives convened in the second regular session of the 72nd General Assembly. Hereby extend its heartiest congratulations and commendations to the League of Women Voters of Colorado. The members of the Colorado Senate are proud to congratulate the League of Women Voters on their 100th anniversary. The League of Women Voters was founded in 1920 as a, quote, mighty political experiment, end quote, by Carrie Chapman Catt, with the goal of helping 20 million women who were first granted the right to vote by the 19th Amendment understand and carry out their new responsibility as voters. With the success of this and other tireless efforts over the last 100 years to strengthen and uphold its mission to empower voters and defend democracy, the League has become a trusted, nonpartisan organization. The League has sponsored legislation to protect and strengthen voting rights, free and fair elections, health, civil rights and the environment, social welfare, campaign finance, climate change, and civil liberties. The League has consistently been noted for its nonpartisan election information as a well-commissioned establishment and to help establish and educate and mobilize voters. The League believes that active and engaged citizens, irrespective of gender, ethnicity, political affiliation, are the hallmark of democracy and champions of government system that are open to transparent and inclusive and equitable elections. On the request of President Leroy Garcia and the Speaker of the House, Casey Becker, given this 14th day of February 2020, the state capital, Denver, Colorado. Members and guests, please help me welcome our wonderful friends to the Senate. Having no further announcements, committee reports.
February 13th, 2020, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee is following Senate Bill 112 be postponed indefinitely. February 13th, 2020, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee is following Senate Bill 145 be postponed indefinitely. February 13th, 2020, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee is following Senate Bill 146 be amended as follows. As submitted before the committee hold the February recommendation placed on the consent calendar. February 13th, 2020, Committee on Finance. After consideration of Mayor's Committee is following Senate Bill 4 be amended as follows. As so amended be referred to Committee on Appropriations with a favorable recommendation.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, just a reminder that we will be closed on Monday, February 17th, in observation of President's Day. I know, it's sad. We can all hang out anyways, if you'd like. We will convene on Tuesday, February 18th, not at 10 a.m., but at 9 a.m. So keep that in mind. We will be starting at 9 a.m., not 10 a.m. like we do on Mondays. But 9 o'clock. So, Mr. President, I move that the Senate adjourn until 9 a.m. Tuesday, February 18th, 2020, and so therefore everybody should go home right now.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The motion is adopted. The Senate will stand in adjournment until 0900 hours on Tuesday, February 18th, 2020.